Looks like the Express UK has finally come through with some real legitimate reporting. Cue the music. So this is UFO Report number 29. It is Monday, July 24th, and Jaime Maussan and the crew are back in the news again. This time, however, it appears that things are not exactly looking up, and it's very possible that the folks in Peru are pretty much fed up with the nonsense that's coming out of this so-called quote-unquote mummy discovery that's being promoted by Gaia and Jaime Maussan. And you know what? Unfortunately, this is one of those stories that just won't go away. And it's important to talk about it because the truth is that he has a long history of promoting hoaxes, and this might just be the one time that a government may get involved because of what he's doing. And the fact that he's teamed up with Gaia is not going to help his cause. So according to this, the Peruvian World Congress on Mummy Studies has recently released a statement saying that they believe the creatures that Jaime Maussan and Gaia are touting to the world and charging people money to see and examine are basically hoaxes, and that the bodies are made up of real human remains and that these are made up and fake. The organization is demanding an inquiry into whether or not any archaeological crimes had been committed by the individuals that found the bodies or the mummies. So the Express UK jumped right on this. I mean, they were like white on rice with this. They actually jumped on this release, this press release by this organization in Peru, and tried to get an interview done with Jaime Maussan and Gaia, and basically neither responded to the request, which kind of is expected, right? That no one's going to respond to these claims because they need to get their ducks in a row to get the story together. And it really seems to me that this organization in Peru should not stop at whether or not there was any kind of archaeological crimes committed. And they need to pursue this fully to the letter of the law in Peru. But, it remains to be seen what's going to happen here. I think that Mr. Maussan is finally going to get his just desserts. Now, it does appear that Gaia released a video, and I'm not sure if this article has a clip of it, but it has picture stills of the Gaia video. Of course, they're trying to give more background information into how they came across to finding these bodies and so forth. So many reports in the past were a little confusing as far as who exactly found these mummified bodies. According to the Express UK, in a video published by Gaia, an individual that claims to be named Mario, there is no surname for this individual, was the individual behind the find of the mummies. And basically, he has claimed in this video that only about 10% of this tomb has been explored. Apparently, Mario has stated that he is well aware of what kind of cultures are found or were found back in the day within South America, and he states clearly that this is not anything that would have been found in South America within the time frame that these mummies have been dated to. Now, according to this film, apparently the bodies of these mummies were given to a French archaeologist by the name of Thierry Hameen. Apparently, Mr. Hameen was introduced in the video as the president of the Inkari Institute. He pretty much is the one who's doing all the scientific research, I guess, behind these bodies. The Inkari Institute is rumored to be a non-profit and non-governmental archaeological research organization. So according to Jaime Maussan, he believes that these mummies were buried in human tombs and sacred places because they coexisted with the ancestors of that region, and so therefore there was some kind of a respect or evidence of coexistence between the two cultures / races. And according to them, the bones that were found inside these mummified bodies are dating back to be 1700 years old. And of course we know they are three-fingered, and according to this article they also have signs of having elongated heads. But as I've said here before, Jaime Maussan is synonymous with having participation in major hoaxes, and this article actually points out to that as well. They go as far as to say that there are many people in UFO investigations that pretty much feel that Gaia, along with Jaime, are promoting one of the most massive UFO hoaxes in the history of ufology. That basically what we have is a major hoax that's about to, reach incredible stature in the history of this pseudoscience. So basically the Inkari Institute and Mr. Hameen are basically working the science edge on this, and they're going to be scrutinizing a bunch of information about these mummies. And to quote the Institute representative, "We have recently returned from Peru after conducting a painstaking and thorough investigation that encompasses physical examinations of the bodies, scrutinizing x-rays and scans, reviewing medical conclusions, and being cast into the murky depths of the illegal black market." So listen, you really have to take that last part of it there as an indication of what they think they have. And you're not going to have any statement about something you think is legitimate and tie it to the illegal black market in Peru. So there is no mention of the eggs being found within the bodies, as we heard in yesterday's episode. But listen, it really appears that they probably took it from a chicken and stuck it in there. Long story short, it looks like this may be the one time where hoaxing people out of their money to see something that was put together by someone that had nothing better to do or could not find a different scheme to make money is going to backfire. Personally, it is my hope that that is the case, and we can finally put the fear of the law into individuals that are going to continue to pull these ridiculous scams on the everyday person just because they can. And like I said before, my hat's off to the Express UK. It is a good article. They're not trying to promote the ridiculousness of what's happening. There is that percentage that we may be marred by Maussan's dealings in the past, and that's why people are being so critical of this. But at the end of the day, we have to be honest about what we have, and we need to really wait until someone that's credible can do some real good research and give us some good solid answers. And again, Express UK is a good article. The link is in the description. Check it out. Give it a read. It has more information in it. And, I read through it. And like I said before, this seems to be some good reporting on their behalf. So the second article for today actually comes out of the New York Times, believe it or not. The title of this article, which was in the Sunday Review section, is "Don't Believe in God, Maybe You'll Try UFOs." According to the writer Clay Routledge, there is an emerging body of evidence of research that actually supports the thesis that interest in non-traditional supernatural and paranormal phenomena are driven by the same cognitive processes and motives that inspire religion. Now, we've heard this time and time again where people say that ufology is not so much a pseudoscience, but more a religion. That people are looking for answers in a way that mimics and follows the same patterns of behavior that people have when they're looking to follow a religion or have chosen a religion of choice to practice. The article also says when people are searching for meaning, their minds seem to gravitate toward thoughts of things like aliens that do not fall within our current scientific inventory of the world. And part of that is, if science can explain it, why bother to follow it? It's not mystical enough for you. It's not godly. It's not supernatural. So the question is, are you following ufology, aliens, and UFOs because you're looking for a deeper meaning within your life? The other thing that Mr. Rutledge said is that even though seeking meaning and answers might inspire people to follow paranormal topics like ufology in the hopes of finding answers, it doesn't mean that what they come across does a good job of providing meaning and answers to them. Really, if you look at that, that is what we experience with the quote-unquote pseudoscience of ufology. We basically have zero answers, more questions, and a road to nowhere. But you gotta consider, is this your answer for religion? I know many people have said to me that they find it very difficult to believe in ufology and life 4.2 because their religion doesn't allow them to. Their religion, in so many words, says it is not the case, that you're being deceived, that this is a demonic deception, that something, not someone, is placing these thoughts in your head. I, for one, follow religion and I follow the mysteries of ufology as well. But I do not follow ufology like it's a religion. I follow it like it's a mystery, like it's something to be solved. I have a feeling that most of you are the same way, but there are people who really take things like ufology and anything else to extremities because they are extremists in anything they do, not just ufology, not just in following a religion, but they are extremists in what they do. And those are the ones that become dangerous when it comes to finding answers and basically trying to talk them down from their illusions of what the topic is about. So if you like what you're hearing, be sure to share, be sure to like, bring up that conversation with someone that has similar interests. Let them know Manny Moonraker is here on UFO Buster Radio, and he would love your company. In addition, don't forget to follow us on social media, on the Facebook page for Manny Moonraker and UFO Buster Radio, on Twitter at UFO Buster Radio, and on Instagram at Manny Moonraker. I thank you all, as always, for listening. Until the next episode, sayonara.